People look at the New York Stock Exchange and see the absolute pinnacle of global capital, the beating heart of the financial system. They are wrong. It is a glorified, rent-seeking antique roadshow running on legacy mainframe logic and a parasitic web of middlemen. Wall Street doesn't want you to know this, but the underlying plumbing of traditional finance is dying. It's slow, it's capital inefficient, and it exists solely to extract tolls from your portfolio. Meanwhile, a bunch of crypto degens accidentally built a better financial system. It's called Hyperliquid, and it's completely rendering the old boys club obsolete. But to understand why Hyperliquid is a nuke aimed at traditional finance, you have to first understand that the current system is an absolute dumpster fire. Let's say you open your shiny Robinhood app and buy 100 shares of Nvidia. You hit the green button, the UI throws some confetti in your face, and the stock shows up in your account. You think that the transaction is over. However, you are fundamentally misunderstanding market mechanics. When you first hit buy, you didn't actually buy the stock yet. You just initiated a multi-day bureaucratic nightmare. First, Robinhood takes your order and sells it to a market maker like Citadel Securities, a practice called payment for order flow. Citadel now sees your order before the market does, executes it, and pockets the micro pennies of arbitrage. But wait, it gets worse. Now we have to clear and settle the trade. Enter the DTCC, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. This is the central nervous system of US equities. The DTCC has to take all the buys and sells from the brokers, net them out, and transfer the actual ownership until May of 2024. This took 2 full business days, known as the T+2 settlement. They finally upgraded to T+1, which Wall Street celebrated like they cured cancer. Wow, 1 day to settle a digital ledger? Revolutionary. Because settlement takes a full day, brokers have to post billions of dollars in collateral to the clearinghouse just to guarantee you won't default before the trade settles. Remember the GameStop short squeeze in 2021? Why did brokers turn off the buy button? Well, because the DTCC margin called them for $3 billion. The plumbing broke and the middlemen failed. Now, let's look at decentralized finance, or DeFi. For a long time, DeFi had the opposite problem. It was transparent, but it was slow and clunky. If you wanted to trade on an Ethereum automated market maker like Uniswap, you had to pay $50 in gas fees just to swap your tokens, and you had to wait 12 seconds for a block to confirm it. And to make matters worse, AMMs are entirely dependent on liquidity pools. Try to push any real volume through them, and you are instantly hit with massive price slippage. Institutional capital looked at Uniswap and laughed. You can't run a high-frequency trading firm on a 12-second delay, but the options degens and perp traders demanded something better. They needed a central limit order book, a CLOB. A CLOB is what the NYSE or Nasdaq uses. It's just a list of bids, buyers, and asks, sellers matched by an engine. But putting a CLOB fully on-chain was considered computationally impossible. Blockchains couldn't handle thousands of orders per second without choking or charging insane gas fees. Enter Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid isn't an app sitting on top of Ethereum or Solana. The devs realized that general-purpose blockchains are garbage for high-speed trading. So they built an entirely new Layer 1 blockchain from scratch, explicitly designed to do one thing: run a decentralized perpetual futures exchange. Here is the math on why this is terrifying to the legacy system. Hyperliquid uses a custom consensus mechanism called HyperBFT, and it can process up to 100,000 orders per second. The end-to-end latency from the moment you click buy to the moment the network confirms it is less than 0.2 seconds. There is 0 gas fees for placing or cancelling orders. You only pay a tiny exchange fee when a trade actually executes. And here is the true kill shot. Clearing and settlement are instantaneous. On Hyperliquid, the exchange is the clearinghouse. The blockchain is the DTCC. When you long Bitcoin with 20 times leverage on Hyperliquid, the network evaluates your margin in real time. Every fraction of a second, the protocol checks your collateral. If the market tanks and your position goes underwater, the blockchain's liquidator engine instantly closes your position. There is no T+1. There is no waiting for the clearinghouse to net out the trades. There is no prime broker demanding a $3 billion collateral deposit at 4 AM because a bunch of Redditors decided to pump a meme stock. The counterparty risk is completely eliminated by deterministic code. Furthermore, you maintain self-custody. On Wall Street though, your broker holds your shares in street name. If the broker goes bankrupt, you are locked in a decade-long legal battle to get your assets back. Well, on Hyperliquid, your funds are secured by cryptographic keys in your own wallet. You deposit deposit them into the smart contract, trade and withdraw them whenever you want to. No bank holidays, no maintenance windows either. It runs 24/7, 365. Wall Street relies on keeping you in the dark. The market makers pay for order flow because seeing the order book a millisecond before you gives them an edge. On Hyperliquid, the entire state of the order book, every bid, every ask, every liquidation is publicly verifiable on the blockchain. You have the exact same data access as the most sophisticated algorithmic trading bot in the world. Right now, degens are using this pristine financial technology to trade 50 times leverage on anything from meme coins to Bitcoin to Nvidia, even boomer stocks as well. It looks like a casino from the outside, but under the hood they are stress testing a macro liquidity engine that makes the Nasdaq look like a dinosaur. So let's zoom out. Who actually wins here and who gets completely wrecked? Wall Street is sweating bullets because their entire business model relies on charging you to cross a bridge they built back in 1974. If the clearinghouse, the prime broker and the market maker are replaced by an open source algorithm, trillions of dollars in Wall Street's income vanish overnight. But don't get it twisted. This doesn't mean you are suddenly going to become a billionaire. Hyperliquid is an incredibly efficient, perfectly transparent, lightning fast casino. And in a perfectly efficient casino, retail traders still lose money. By removing the friction, we have decentralized the degeneracy. You now have direct access to institutional grade leverage without the regulatory training wheels. If you don't understand implied volatility, funding rates, or macro liquidity, you are still going to get your face ripped off. The incentive structure hasn't changed though. The smart money relies on the smooth brains to act as exit liquidity. The difference is, when you get liquidated on-chain, it's because your thesis was wrong, not because your broker sold your data to Citadel and restricted your trading. The game is still brutal, but for the first time in history, the odds just got better. Like, subscribe, and as always, good luck.